this thing come up again? Here we go. Do apologize. Hotel Echo Lima Oscar. Good afternoon from Southeast London, England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG repping. Otherwise, that's short for Dilly London Guna Space. Romeo Echo Papa Indigo November. And what a game of football yesterday at the Emirates. Whew, you could not have written it in any form, shape or way. Some would say it was written in the stars. I think I would say that myself. But let's talk about Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 2. 5 points clear at the top of the summit, 63 points. And we're only 6 more points, 2 more wins from matching last season's subtotal tally of 69 points. But the difference is we're fighting to win the league. We are competing against Manchester City to win the league. And I'll tell you what, from kickoff, we've done ourselves no favour at all. Now, if you look at the first goal, when you look at the first goal, before I even go into it, and the ratings, show me love, joy and respect by smashing the thumbs up like button for me, Do that in abundance. Speaking of love, joy and respect, share this channel virally all over the globe, especially to your friends and your relatives. And if you're watching for the first time, this fresh content, welcome on board. All that I ask you to do, is share this channel amongst your friends and your relatives. To myself, the Westernized guy. You're more than welcome to watch this content wherever you live in the world, whatever time it is, etc. But share it amongst your friends and relatives and make sure that you tell them to share it amongst their friends and relatives. On top of that, let me have a drink of water. On top of that, your reaction to the game, if you were at the game or you're watching it on your iPad, your phone, etc., leave your thoughts of the game in the comment section below. And on top of that, excuse me, what? On top of that, give me your thoughts of the game. And would you have predicted Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 2? I wouldn't have. Lastly, subscribe to the channel. Come on, people. Get subscribing to the channel, Encourage your friends and your relatives to subscribe to myself, DLG Repping. Let's make this channel grow as big as possible, The aim is to get to 1,000 subscribers this year, whether beginning of this year now, middle of this year, or the end of this year. The aim is 1,000 subscribers. If we can do that, we can do it. So let's get subscribing, So, a nightmare start from kickoff, right from kickoff at 3 o'clock. Literally, Bournemouth caught us out cold. That's fine. When the ball's out on the right wing, Zinchenko's left-hand side, he should be a lot tighter. He's goal side, but he needs to get a lot tighter and try not to allow the cross to come in. He doesn't do enough to prevent the cross coming in, doesn't he? He doesn't. And when Zinchenko makes mistimed passes, whenever he gives the ball away, should I say, he doesn't get the criticism that he deserves. He seems to get obliged. Well, not from me. He does not get obliged from me because he could have done a lot more to prevent that cross coming in. And when the cross does come in, Gabriel's gone clearing it with his weak foot. I don't know why. William Saliba, he's caught sleeping. And I think Thomas Partey has tried to affect the cross. He's tried to run back just to try affect the cross, possibly pull it out for a corner. But what I cannot understand is, how did we allow that to happen? I can understand why we allowed it to happen, because we were flat-footed. The cross comes in, which Zinchenko should not have allowed that cross to happen in the first place because he was one-on-one with the winger. And the crosses come in. Saliba, Gabriel, you could accuse them for being flat-footed or unprepared, sleeping, lapsidaisical, whatever you want. But looking at the whole game, we created the better of the opportunities. Martin Odegaard, it took him about, 5, 6, 7 touches until he can have a shot. Had a shot on target, saved by Neto, and Neto did well to save the rebound from Bukayo Saka. And you look at that, you think to yourself, how the hell do we deserve to be 1-0 down at half-time? We should have at least got 2 goals in that first half. And then early in the second half, we kick off. We start off on the front foot. We concede our first corner of the game. And we're 2-0 down with a bit of a mountain to climb. So all we could do with over half an hour to go is just prevent the next goal going in against us. And that was the case because we got a goal back. And I'll tell you what, the fans found their voices. The fans really got behind the team. Even from the 9th, 11th second of that game that we conceded the first goal of the game, they got behind the team. They never stopped encouraging them. They kept roaring and kept going. And that's a massive, tremendous credit to the fans. And that's the work of Arteta there. He wanted to make sure that there was no more disconnection between the fans and the club. And that's exactly what he's done. He's got the fans believing in this process. And this process seems to be working up until we were 2-1 down. And then Mikel Arteta, credit to him. Questions were asked of him from the start. Why is Tomiyasu starting instead of Benjamin White? Why is Fabio Vieira starting in front instead of Granit Xhaka? I'll tell you why. He felt Benjamin White would have needed a rest. Well, he came on in the second half and affected the game. He overlapped Saka, put in tremendous crosses in, and then he gets a goal through another substitution who substituted the substitute, being Emil Smith-Rowe, who came on for Trossard. And what an impact Nelson had. I'll get onto him in a moment. Then Benjamin White with a terrific strike, the side of his feet on the side volley. And what a time and moment to get your first ever Arsenal goal. Shout out to that one viewer there who's listening, If you were listening just for a little bit, I hope you've liked, comment, share, and subscribe to me, please. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. Especially if you're new. Welcome on board. For me, we were knocking on that door and we got the equaliser that we deserved. And with 20 minutes left, we knew that in our hearts we could go on to win this game. And we kept going, kept knocking on the door, getting in and around. It got to the point where Reiss Nelson was like one of the go-to guys, and he was given the ball, and he looked so lively and dangerous. Bournemouth really needed to keep him quiet, but they just couldn't. And Bournemouth have a habit of Bournemouth have a habit of conceding from winning positions, and they've done it not once, not twice, but more than 4 or 5 times. And at the end, the jubilation with the last corner kick of the game, Ings winger partly cleared. Reiss Nelson had the time and space to control it, got it to his left foot, which is his weak foot, and he's hit it so sweetly on target. And before you know it, it's bulging in the back of the net with dying seconds left. Talk about scoring at the death. My word, Reiss Nelson, take a bow. And that's for Bournemouth Football Club. Let me tell you something, Yes, you go 1-0 up, but how many times did you need to waste? How many times did you see your players go down on the floor, wasting time deliberately, trying to get free kicks. Your goalkeeper, he made some good saves. Yeah, he made a couple of good saves, but there was no need for him to waste time every time he had a goal kick. And he goes down pretending to be injured. That's a form of cheating, isn't it? But don't get me wrong, Gary O'Neill has spoken about the game plan in his post-match interview, but he won't speak about the players who chose to sit on the floor and waste time. He won't speak about Neto's time-wasting antics with his goal kicks or going down pretending to be injured. You know what they say, revenge is best dished out cold. And you know what? Ain't karma such a bitch? That being said, let's get into the player ratings. Aaron Ramsdale, wow. Tried his best to not concede with 11 seconds gone off the game. But my word, he made a vital save where we got caught out on the counter-attack. Saliba and Gabriel were pulled apart on the counter-attack, all because Bukayo Saka lost the ball. However, to Ramsdale's credit, he spread himself as big as he could and he produced a fine two-handed save. And in the second half, he had to make another vital save as well with his legs. But you know what? They're all important saves from now to the end of the season with 12 league games remaining. And hopefully I'll be at the Fulham game next Sunday. So watch out for my preview this Saturday as well, yeah? That's early in the afternoon. Forgotten the time. But if you want to remind me, you can do that in the comment section below. So Aaron Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 7.5. Takahiro Tomiyasu. It wasn't a poor performance by him, but again, not one of his best performances. And at the business end of the first half, he fluffed a cross that was promising for himself and Arsenal. You know, that cross could create a goal for us, and he didn't. He just lost concentration at the moment. Other than that, he looked a bit shaky, giving the ball away, and we all love Tomiyasu. There's no Arsenal fan in the world that doesn't love Takahiro Tomiyasu. I've got big respect for you, my friend, but it won't your best of games. I'm going to have to give you a 5.5. William Saliba. Yeah, I thought he did okay. I thought he was so in control, so calm. I think he got over the shock of conceding after 11 seconds. But other than that, he picked himself up and he kept going. You know, played forward passes. His interceptions were on point. I'm going to give him 7.5. Gabriel dos Santos Magalis. Yeah, he kept going as well. Won every challenge, every header. He's won every interception that was put out in front of him. And whatever was tasked against him, he stood up to it and he flourished. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Alexander Zinchenko. Like I said, he didn't do enough to prevent the cross from coming in. You know, he backed off until the cross went past him. Whether that was on the outside or inside, the cross went past him. He shouldn't have gone through him either way. He should have been a lot tighter to the winger. That being said, yeah, he was found drifting inside the inner field in the midfield area, and he did affect the game to an extent. There were times where he took too many touches of the ball, and you want him to release it. But don't get me wrong, he tried his best to support Trossard or Martinelli on the left, whoever was on the left. I'll give Zinchenko a 7. Shout out to the one viewer. If you're new, like, comment, share, and subscribe, yeah? And welcome on board. Thank you. The midfield area. Thomas Partey, absolutely outstanding performance. despite the fact in the second half he committed he was deemed to have committed the foul that led to the free kick being taken, and that was defended by Partey. Well, it came off his shoulder, but when the corner comes in, the in-swinging corner comes in, he's lost his man Senesi. I think he was marking Senesi, and he completely lost his man. Hence the reason why he got on the end of the in-swinging corner with a header at the back post, 2-0 down. But everything about Partey's game was absolutely tremendous. He bossed the game. He commanded the ball all the time. He took responsibility, and he gave it to whether Odegaard, whether Vieira, whether he can find Saka, whether he was finding Martinelli. He gave it to those players who could do the damages. And for me, off the ball, won his tackles, won his interceptions. For me, he kept calm and never panicked. And he got the goal to make up for poor defending for Bournemouth's second goal. So for me, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. If you agree with my ratings or not, drop it in the comment section below. Martin Odegaard, this guy, I don't know whether he flatters to deceive or he is actually that gifted of a talent. Maybe he is more or less gifted as a talent footballer, and when he's on top of his game, he is an exceptional footballer. As a number 10, he kept going. He tried to get shots off, but there was times where he was getting his decision making was mixed up. When to shoot, he will pass. When to pass, he will shoot. I don't know with Martin Odegaard, but one thing is, yeah, he is not predictable as some would make him out to be. But one thing he needs to understand is when to release the ball where necessary, when to shoot when necessary. Other than that, he didn't have too bad of a game. I'm going to give him a 7. Fabio Vieira, yeah, for me, he's the one who didn't have that much of an impact in the game. He looked a bit lost, if the truth be told, but he never stopped trying. He never stopped wanting the ball. He tried what he needed to. He tried playing attacking passes when he had to. I felt that he looked like he was going to give the ball away at times, and he looked quite nervous, if the truth be told. I'm giving him a 6. Sorry, guys. If you disagree or agree, you know where my comment section is. The front three, Bukayo Saka, he did well against the left back, Zamora. Got his crosses in. He got a number of good crosses in, especially in the second half. And there was no number 9 to get on the end of them. Not even Eddie Nketiah to get on the end of them. And I'm not saying Eddie Nketiah would have scored from any of his crosses, but he caused them some problems down that right-hand side there left. And he looked a threat. And for me, he just needed to receive the ball a lot quicker. Bukayo Saka, I'm going to give him an 8. If that's too high, then let me know in the comment section below. On the left-hand side, Trossard, before he came off with 20-odd minutes gone, yeah, he looked like a threat down the left. I mean, he's got good feet, good dribbling technique, and otherwise, he always looked like he was going to do something in this game. He looked like he was going to produce something out of nothing. That's the Trossard that we know. He's 2-footed and very talented. With 20-odd minutes gone, he had to come off for Emil Smith-Rowe. I'm going to give him a 7.5. Gabriel Martinelli. What can I say about this guy? Yeah, poor in places in terms of decision making again. I mean, he kept going, to be fair to him. He kept going. He never stopped working hard. and that's the minimum for a professional footballer, especially a striker. Marks out of 10, I think a 7 for him. He's got to improve in certain aspects of his game. Right, the substitution, Emile Smith-Rowe came on for Trossard. He had a bit of an impact. He had some impact in the game, especially in the second half where he got an assist for Thomas Partey. Neat first touches on the ball, but for me, there was a reason why he was substituted. The substitute was substituted. Tongue twister that one is. But other than that, for his cameo appearances, I'm going to give him. I'll just about give him a 7. Reiss Nelson, what an impact! He came on. He was lively. He looked sharp and dangerous, and the right back of Bournemouth knew he was in the game, and his pace worried that right back, whoever that right back was. I think that was Adam Smith. He was in the game for me. What an assist for Benjamin White's. What a good cross, in fact, for Benjamin White's first ever Arsenal goal. I thought the cross was slightly hit with too much weight, but Benjamin White was there to get on the end of it, and he hit it well on a half volley. Keeper made a good save, but it was 2.5 foot over the line. For me, that was a goal, and you don't need technology to confirm that. It was about a foot, let's say 1.5 foot over the line, if I can dare say that. So for me, he had a right impact in that game. Benjamin White in the second half, what a tremendous performance. Overlapped Saka, freed him up to do what he had to do. And defensively, he didn't have that much work to do as such. But for his all-round play, scored a goal, produced a couple of quality crosses into the box where there was no number 9 at the end of it. He done his job, and he's still diligent and very comfortable with the ball at his feet, like most Arsenal players are. So I will give him an 8.5 for his impact. Granit Xhaka, he didn't have too much work to do as such. He came on with 6 minutes to go plus stoppage time. I will say this, when he got on the ball, he was only passing it forward, and that's how he was thinking. The moment he got on the ball, forward. Who can I find in the red and white shirt going forward? And he played his part in the game. I'll give him a 6.5 for his contribution in a short space of time. Who else came on? Anyone in the comment section, can you remind me who was the full substitute? Oh, we had Smith-Rowe, who was substituted for Reiss Nelson, Granit Xhaka, and Benjamin White. They were the 4 substitutes. So, wow. Let's get on to Mikel Arteta. Now, when I looked at the lineup, I questioned why Takahiro Tomiyasu would have started. No, I questioned Vieira starting over Xhaka, but I could understand that. But actually, no, I was right the first time. I did question Tomiyasu instead of Ben White. And when you look at that first half, Tomiyasu looked like he was really struggling overall. So Arteta made a call, and he was right to start Benjamin White for the start of the second half. And look at the difference he made on the right hand touchline, the overlaps, the crosses, and his first Arsenal goal. Fine strike, by the way. That was Mikel Arteta's decision to bring him on. Tactically, he kept his shape and kept the formation the same, and brought on Reiss Nelson, who made a massive impact for me. Reiss Nelson, I haven't marked him yet. I'm going to give Reiss Nelson, you know what? I'm going to give him a 9.5. I can be kind with my ratings when I want to, but I can be shallow if they deserve low ratings. But Reiss Nelson, 9.5 for his impact in the game. But as for Mikel Arteta, I'm going to give him a 9.5. Nah, Let me give him a 10. Mikel Arteta gets a 10 out of 10 for me. The referee. We had 3, maybe 4, if not 5 appeals for a penalty. And I tell you what, in the first half, Tomiyasu was hacked down. How did that not go to VAR? I will never know. I can't blame the referee on that. But for me, the referee has got to have seen that. If the referee has not seen that, I don't know what game he's looking at. But someone's got to get into the ear of the referee just in case he missed an incident in the penalty area. There was a handball by, I think, Chris Mentham, where he's jumped up and he's headed it, and the ball's hit him along around here. That for me is a handball. So that should have been an awarding of a penalty. That should have gone to VAR. There was another incident from a corner. Gabriel jumps with the ball in the air. He's headed it onto Billing, and Billing's like, his arms is all in front of him, and I'm like, that's in a natural on a natural precision. That's in on a natural unnatural precision. That should be looked at. That should have been looked at. That looked like that one with Billing. That looked more of a penalty than the other 4. And for me, we are, well, I won't blame the referee on that or VAR as such, but again, there were challenges going through, and I don't know why he never booked Neto earlier in the game. I don't know why he didn't book 2 more, maybe 3 more Bournemouth players who decided to waste time deliberately. For me, I'm going to give him a 2 out of 10. The Arsenal fans, 10 out of 10 plus. What noise! What an atmosphere! They made so much noise to create that atmosphere. I'm telling you now, the players thrived on that. And I'll tell you something. If not for them yesterday, how do we come back from 2-0 down and win 3-2 and claim the 3 points? Massive shout out to the Arsenal fans out there who created that atmosphere. You never stop believing. That was the most important thing. They never stopped chanting with belief, and chanting with belief they did. They got behind their team with belief. For me, I'm giving them a 10 out of 10. Whew! What a draining content, eh? Always a pleasure to produce another match review, but this one was one of the most emotional ones ever. And I'll tell you something. Oh, if I was there, I probably would have. I would be welling up with that winning goal, especially from a player who lives not far from me, who lives in my area. So shout out to you, Reece Nelson, and the Woolly Road Massive here. Other than that, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, I thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Saving the best to last. I thank you so much for putting up with me and my excitement. Right. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, do look after yourselves. Do look after your friends. Do look after your families, and make sure you look after yourselves. More peace, more love, more blessings again, as per always. DLG repping. Remember, we'll chat again, yeah? We're going to chat again as well. One more thing, yeah? Do remember, always be nice. And I do mean be nice. Cheers.